Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for another episode of Engage by Uplift. We're joined with Kat Blaque, Skittlez, and Lindsey Doe.
Hi.
So today's topic is really about people of color and assault. First off, let's just get right into it. Why should we even talk about people of color specifically when talking about sexual assault?
I think it's really, really, really important to discuss culture and race when we talk about sexual violence, because the racist system that we do live in means that there are certain women that are targeted for violence more so than other women. 40% of Black women report sexual violence before the age of 18. Black women are only second after indigenous women in terms of the highest rates of sexual assault. So,
how does culture or race and ethnicity affect reporting rates of sexual assault?
Speaking in terms of the Latino community, thinking of like people who might have this type of stigma where you don't want to shame the family. If I report it, then not only am I shaming this person, but I'm also shaming myself, because why did I put myself in that position to be allowed to be abused and whatnot?
I'm thinking to myself, you know, what about undocumented women? There's an extra layer of, well, if I report, then I may also be deported. Is it worth it?
For every one Black woman that does report sexual violence, there are 15 who don't. Because Black people are viewed as a monolith, there's this idea that we have to maintain a certain image. And so many Black women, and in the Black community, there's a pressure to maintain the image of the Black man. So if a Black man is the person who did the sexual assault, there's this idea that, we can't perpetuate this negative image.
Speaking almost on that, how do stereotypes fit into all of this?
I think you guys are wanting me to talk, but I feel like I would much rather hear from you what your take is on your experiences.
Get it, Lindsey. Well, you know what, Lindsey, that's the best thing. I'm thinking to myself about the women in my family who have kept silence because of the stereotype that, Latinas are just seductive.
Yes,
We just are in nature. And let me put that in quotes for people who are going to comment back and not understand my sarcasm. That we are naturally just seductive, and that we called upon this. Just by my presence, by me being exotic, whatever the hell that means, that I actually made this happen. So I should have, fill in the blank. I should have covered up. I shouldn't have shown my breast. I shouldn't have been out at night, X, Y, and Z. I shouldn't have been brown,
absolutely.
end point of that.
Yeah, within the Black community, there is this very specific history of the Jezebel. And the Jezebel is this, hypersexual creature. There's Sarji Bartman, who was this Black woman who was, captured from Africa and put into zoos, like human zoos in England. And basically they were trying to prove that because she had a large bottom and a large breast, and she was just a large, curvaceous woman, that she was built for sexual use. Even after her death, Sarah Bartman's death, she was, her vagina, her vulva was actually cut out and put into museums. That whole history is very much there for Black women, and it still definitely affects us to this day.
Absolutely. How do factors like racism and white privilege factor into how our society receives claims of sexual assault?
For someone who experiences white privilege, that I don't have fear when I go to the police station to report something that I've seen. I don't have to think about multiple levels of my identity and how that is going to impact whether or not they'll listen to me.
If I walk into a police station, I don't want to have to risk something happening to me, because the thing that I think everyone goes through is, oh, she was asking for it. But Black women specifically, especially if they're trans, we're definitely asking for it. Like there's this notion that, you know, because I'm Black and because I'm trans, that I just am a sexual object, that I just am available for sexual use. So
I just want to add that I think there's something strange, which maybe isn't being talked about enough, where there's this idea that maybe people who are white suffer less in general, and so if this person experiences violence, oh my goodness, we should have this incredible amount of pity and sympathy. And then for other groups, there's this idea of, oh, well, you have already experienced challenges and you have experienced abuse and maltreatment and marginalization, and so the fall isn't going to hurt you as much.
Oh,
as
I
it will.
see.
yeah, definitely.
I didn't think of that. Like, we've already suffered, so we should be used to it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never thought of that. Lindsay, I was scared where you were going. But I was like,
I do not have
I was already processing. I was like, how am I going to transition? But yes, that makes a lot of sense. No, you got this. Well, thank you so much. I know that this was a really difficult conversation to have, so thank you all for being really honest and genuine. Until next time. All right, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to answer our call to action using the hashtag #EngageUplift on social media or in the comments down below. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Thanks again. I'm Kat Lazo of the Cat's Meow. Till next time.